Got Alex Nicholson back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Philipe Lins at PFL 2018 Event 4 coming up here on July 19th. Alex, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Yeah, man, just hanging out. Another day in between workouts, hanging out with my son, shooting a little basketball in our living room.
Nice. That's great, man. That's awesome. Let's talk about your PFL debut, man. What a performance that was. You get that second-round knockout over Jake Heun. You get the points, obviously, for the finish. Could that fight have gone any better, in your opinion?
I mean, I had a pretty serious injury before. I pulled my groin about 2 weeks before the fight, and I was black and blue from like the top of my knee. But, besides that, not really. I mean, I rose to the occasion. I think a lot of fighters do fight with serious injuries that we don't know about. And that's why sometimes you question their performances. But, I went out there and I was able to get the job done. I didn't expect to finish it that way, but I saw the opening and I took it. And it couldn't have gone any better, It got some high praise. But I've had a lot of nasty knockouts over the years. But I think, Madison Square Garden live on TV, that was definitely the biggest knockout as far as in the eyes of all the people, and the big stage. And it felt great, man. It felt great to do that, Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson have knockouts in Madison Square Garden, Patrick Ewing used to dunk on people in Madison Square Garden. It's a pretty cool thing,
Yeah, Alex Nicholson knocks out Jake Heun in Madison Square Garden. There you go. So it looks good. One thing I wanted to ask you, I mean, there was a switch up in opponents. You're supposed to fight Kevin Tiller. Did that mess with you at all? Or I guess just with the fact it's heavyweight, everyone, it usually ends by knockout.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I planned on going out there, and I kind of fight the same every fight. Not to say it's a good or a bad thing, but I go out there with my chin tucked, and I go out there to get the job done. And whether that's Kelvin Tiller or Jake Heun, I'm going to go out there and fight, and I'm going to fight hard, and it's going to be entertaining. So the last-minute change didn't really affect me, and this girl's been doing big things here too. She's a 3-0 now, on her way, but that's another story. But no, man, it didn't bother me at all, really.
That's great. So you got this opponent here, Philipe Lins. You talked about the groin. How is it right now? Is you still kind of training around it, I guess, or is it like a lot better than it was when you headed into the other the Heun fight?
It's healed now. I mean, pretty much for the most part, I was smart in this camp, and it's not going to be an issue. I mean, it was pretty much gone, and then now I'd say almost 100%. I mean, I can throw kicks. I'm good, and I always think it's funny when you have an injury. If somebody tries to expose it, I think it works in your favor because they're trying to attack a certain thing instead of all of you, and then it almost limits them if they think it's that. So if he's watching or listening, you go ahead and try that, man.
For sure. So how do you feel like you match up against Lins here? He's got that 10-3 record. How do you see yourself scoring off against him?
I mean, he's a good, big, strong fighter, and I know anything can happen. I've been in there enough times to make that happen and be a victim of it. Anything can go down, but I think I'm at this point in my career as an athlete. I think I match up really good against anybody, man. I don't see it being an issue. I think that I've got the game plan to take out anybody alive, and there's only one way to really find out, and we're going to assume here. So I look forward to it. I think it's going to be a good night.
I think so too. As far as training camp, have you switched anything up, or has it just been the same training partners, same coaches, and all that?
Well, Jacare joined our camp.
Oh, cool. That's good.
You can see his knuckles right here. From his knuckle dented.
Alligator prints, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But it's been an honor to have such a legend with us. But my father, since day one, has been there, and Hannah as well. She made me get up off the couch and run the other night. Well, she didn't make me, but she pushes me, man. She helps me be better. And her, my father, and Phil, my friend Phil, he's gonna hold some mitts for me tonight. He's another fighter, Jim Julian Williams, best grappler. It's really why Jacare kind of moved here was Julian, But got a great camp, man, and no, it's A1 since day one, baby. And things are going good over here, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. How cool is it to see your buddy Mike Perry get that big win over the weekend at UFC 226?
Excellent, man. It's always good to see people that you came up with doing big things, man. Me and Mike both fought in Vegas. I was there when he made his his UFC debut. We also fought an amateur fight together under gas station lights of an old abandoned gas station. Both of us great fights. Another guy that actually ended up fighting, I think, in Bellator fought that night. Amateur days under gas station lights, man. So it's always good to see, people go from small time to big time, and he's doing it very big now, and I'm very proud of him.
That's awesome, man. How do you see this fight playing out coming up here on July 19th?
I see myself being victorious. I see my hand being raised. I'm always down for a war. I'm looking for a glorious death. I am the Spartan. But I don't think he's fit to give it to me. But no matter what I have to do to get through it and rise to the occasion, I'm always ready to do that. So if it's a savage fight, I'm ready to get into it. I think this one's going to be another one walking away with a pretty smile on my face. But we're going to find out, like I said.
Have you been watching any of the other heavyweight fights, or are you just focusing on you?
I'll definitely be watching Kelvin and Rosho this time around to see how that plays out. But I'm not really too concerned with the competition until it's competition that's going to be in front of me. But it's always good to be aware, But I think during my time there, it's always best to focus on myself. So if, after my quick performance, finish, whatever it may be, if they're after, I'll probably watch. But if they're before, I probably won't.
Since I didn't get to talk to you before your debut, I got to ask you this. If you end up winning the $1 million at the end of this thing, have you thought about what you do with the money?
Yeah, actually a lot, man. When I win this $1 million, we're going to have already won $344,000 from the other victories. So I'm going to try to invest $1 million for my son, and then wait for the next turnaround and win that other $1 million. And just keep it going, man. You got to dream big, but I don't see anybody being a threat in me getting it. And not to sound too cocky or anything, I don't see it, man. I think I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and I don't think anybody can really argue with it. I mean, as far as my knockouts go, it's not like I padded my record since day one. I fought the toughest guys, with very good records who have beaten very good people. So we're just going to see how far we can take it, man.
This is going to be your third fight at heavyweight. How do you feel in the cage at heavyweight? Is this one of those things you're like, man, I wish I would have done this a couple years ago?
This is going to be, I think, my 7th or 8th fight at heavyweight.
Oh, is it? Okay, so before that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was just thinking recently.
No, yeah, recently you are right. But I'm undefeated at heavyweight, and
there you go.
Trial and error, man. I've cut the weight to 85 before at this frame I'm at right now, and it's kind of. I actually made a post today. 2 years ago, South Dakota, I fought Devin Clark, and I actually got the knockout. But I remember just being sick, feeling sick, and even though the knockout was sick, I was too. I was too. So. It's just not healthy, man. I suggest to fight where you feel healthy. If you can make a weight cut and still feel good and know you're not killing yourself, that works. But it's not worth the glitz and the glamour and the money if you're killing yourself, man.
I like that.
Got to be able to enjoy that money.
Yeah, and you got to be able to eat too. I'm sure you seem like you're in a good mood. You don't have to cut those extra pounds. It's not bad being a heavyweight, is it?
Yeah, she prefers a happy, full Alex.
Yeah, for sure.
It's no fun.
She cuts a lot of weight too, man, and it's scary. It's scary.
Okay, yeah, that's good you figured that out. Well, it's going to be an awesome fight coming up here. It's PFL Event 4, July 19th. Alex, it's always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any thank yous or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
I'm Spartan Life 32 on Instagram and Twitter. She's Hannah Goldie on Instagram and Twitter. Odin doesn't have one yet, but shout out to everyone who supports me, man. The friends and the family, all the sponsors. I appreciate it, man. We really wouldn't be here if there wasn't a whole bunch of people who wanted to watch us get locked into a cage and hurt each other. So I appreciate all of you. And God, man, for keeping us all here. We've had a lot of crazy things going on around in my area. People losing their lives, friends, and it's very sad to see, man. So just be thankful for every day, man, and appreciate it. But other than that, thank you for your time, man.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.